Welcome back to Auto Legends. Today we are looking at a machine that feels less like a truck and more like a sovereign state on wheels. The 2026 Scania DesertCruiser 666. It is built for the places maps get blurry. Dunes, mines, military logistics corridors, and humanitarian missions deep off-grid. This is a rolling thesis on why mass, traction, and cooling still matter in a battery-obsessed era. From the outside, the DesertCruiser is intimidating but thoughtfully engineered. The cab still carries unmistakable Scania DNA. Vertical discipline, squared shoulders, and a grille meant to devour air, not flatter cameras. The shell is steel plus aluminum with selective composite overpanels to absorb strike and heat. LED light signatures are slit thin and high, pushed up to avoid sand abrasion, backed by roof-mounted flood bars and recessed bumper pods. Side glass is narrow and deeply tinted to fight radiant load. The hood sits swollen and tall to cage a colossal intercooling stack and a twin-stage air separation system tuned for dusty air. You also notice the absurd approach and departure angles. Nothing hangs low. Twin tow eyes are welded directly into the chassis horns. The fuel belly is armored and thermal wrapped. And the tires, a six-pack of 14R tire walls high enough to function as furniture, with onboard bead seating and central inflation plumbed into a redundant manifold. The 6Tech6 stance is wide, square, and unembarrassed. This truck looks like it will finish whatever the terrain begins. Inside, the vibe changes from war room to cockpit. Scania resisted the temptation to go Luxe Jungle Lodge. The trim is wipe-clean elastomer and micro-texture aluminum, not piano gloss. The wheel is thick and slow ratio. Critical switches are physical, sealed, and gloved hand-friendly. The screens are not cinematic. They are daylight-readable, anti-glare, and heat-tolerant. You sit upright with enormous glass ahead and armored A-pillars framing the view. Noise damping is surprisingly strong for a vehicle with this much unsprung hostility under it. The HVAC is oversized and ducted like it expects to survive hours of 50 degrees Celsius convoying. Everything says, stay alive, stay functional, and don't fry the silicon. Under the skin, the DesertCruiser comes with a high-displacement inline-six diesel with sequential turbocharging and desert bias intercooling. Output is in the neighborhood of 700 plus HP and 2600 plus Nim, but numbers matter less than duty cycle. It is tuned to hold torque forever at high coolant deltas. There is a mild hybrid loop bolted to the PTO to harvest and redeploy energy without risking thermal overload. You feel the assist mostly on launch and on cresting soft sand where the E-side flattens the torque trough. The gearbox is a heavy planetary automatic with a crawler logic map that will not hunt. The transfer case gives you locked 6xE6 on demand and a deep mech low that feels like cheating on climbs. Performance is defined by control, not speed. In dunes, the truck planes early and holds float because the torque is delivered slow and thick rather than peaky. Steering loads up in sand but never shocks. Cooling fans roar like a turbine but temps stay colored green. On broken rock, the chassis articulates enough to keep tire contact without the frame twisting opinions about life. Brake feel is long but absolute. Huge iron, predictable heat fade envelope, and retarder support to save friction. The desert is scored by trucks that arrive hot, surge, and then melt their intercoolers. The DesertCruiser is the opposite. Nothing is in a hurry, everything is in control. What Scania built here is not glamorous. It is disciplined mass turned into repeatable reach. No gestures, no soft heroics. Just a truck that can wage a long, slow, guaranteed campaign against terrain and physics. For fleets, militaries, and expeditions that live outside LTE and asphalt, this is what premium actually means. The probability of finishing. That is the 2026 Scania DesertCruiser 666. If you enjoy deep-cut hardware like this, subscribe to Auto Legends. More mechanical truth is coming.